All right, so the last thing that I just told you was that number 11 subbed in for number 3, and we wrote all that down. So now it's number 11's turn to serve. All right, so she serves, she makes her serve. We score 2 points off of her. All right, and then we side out, or Kiva sides out. So then we put her exit score as an 8, okay, because that's the point number we're on. Ooh, that was a fun, fancy 8. All right, and then we go over here, and Kiva, number 3, is serving for them. All right, so we check it. She makes her serve, and they actually score a bunch of points. So let's get them to 7 points, okay? She misses her serve, so then we write number 7 as her exit score. All right, and this goes on and on and on until the game is over. So we just keep going. You would keep putting checks and X's all the way down. And then once you get done with this first line, so if all of these have a number in them, all right, you come down here to number 2, all right, and you go to number 2. All right, and then you go all the way down to number 3, and then you would come back up to number 4. Okay, so it actually goes down in a line instead of across. All right, so let's pretend that the game is over. All right, so we've scored all the way to 25. Let's say we won, and all of these would be marked. Okay, and let's say Kiva got to 22. All right, so we're at the end of the game. I'm going to change colors. I'm going to change to blue. When the game is over, so when the first set is over, at the very, very end, you have to end the sheet a certain way. So the game's over. We're back to all capital letters again, and we're with a pen, not a pencil. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to circle all of the ending numbers. Okay, so let's say number 8 was our last server, and she scored on point 25, so I'm going to circle here. We'll say, just for time's sake, that number 3 was their last server, and she scored on point number 7. That was her exit score. We had 2 substitutions. They didn't have any, so we don't have to worry about that. And then you circle the final points, so 25 and 22. And then you just mark out the rest of the points that we did not use. So they didn't use point 23 through 36. We didn't use point 26 through 36. Okay, so you just draw a line through them. Okay. From there, so that's all you have to do here. From there, you come back up here. And you have set results. So this is the first set. So the winning team, again, we're in all capital letters, was Rogue. Oops. Okay, the losing team was Kiva. All right, and Rogue scored 25 points. And Kiva scored 22 points. And that's all you do. All right, and then you would complete the exact same thing for the second set, okay? The only thing I did not go over was timeouts. Timeouts are super simple. So when somebody calls a timeout, all you're going to do is write the score into the timeout box. So if Rogue called a timeout and the score was 10 to 12, okay, you just write the score there. Each team gets 2 timeouts. So that is the basics of all of this stuff. Once you have filled out everything, make sure that you put the ending time. So let's say if it ended at 8:35. The ending time was 8:35. Okay. There's really not a lot to this. So the main things are making sure you're writing your lineup correctly. Okay. So when the coach hands you a lineup, you're writing it correctly. You're keeping track of the libero numbers up here, but after you write that libero number in, there's not a whole lot you have to do to keep track of that. And then you're keeping track of points and subs, and then exit scores. I know that seems like a lot, but as long as you're getting the flow of the game, you should be just fine. So just remember, you write your lineups in. When somebody subs in, you put their number down in this box, and then you write the score at the time of the sub, and then you mark it down here. All right, and then these are for the exit scores of the serve. So number 1 served, but she ended her serving run on point number 1, so we wrote a 1. Then number 2 served, she ended her serving run on point number 5 for Rogue, so we wrote a number 5. Okay, number 3 served, she ended her serve on point number 8. All right, so the next video, I'm going to go over what would go in the remarks section.